You guys, welcome to number 8 of the Derby Career Mode Live, and to start off this episode you might realise that I am not in the top right corner. Main reason is I'm incredibly ill. You might be able to tell by my voice. I was actually a lot worse yesterday, so yeah, we're going to do a quick squad report to kick off this episode. Hopefully this isn't a common occurrence where basically I can't record with Facecam. I'm just going to have to commentate over this one, but we have had a bit of growth to Christie here. Also Takia is 30 years old, so that's quite nice in the heading and reactions department, but Jason Shackle has gone down 7 in sprint speed and 1 in a few other stats. So yeah, it looks like he's going to be definitely going down ratings by the end of the season, and we're going to have to look for a long-term replacement. Callum Patterson +3 in the ratings department. Really good to see him growing. Even though we are playing him out of position, he still does a very good job. Thomason 74 rated, +1 for him, +2 for Georgie Thorne. We haven't played too many games with them. I think we've only played like 10-15 games out of the like 25 we've played. So yeah, into the next one. Then we do have Will Hughes, +2 for him. Pretty much played every single game. Kind of hoping to get him towards the 80 stats by the end of the season, and on this current form with +11 finishing, he should be definitely on that, because yeah, I've just really done well with training with him. Akechi Anya obviously was injured for a little bit, so his growth isn't going to be too good anyway, because he is 28 years old, but still keeping him at that same rating would be quite nice. James Wilson, +3 for him since the start of the season. Obviously started as a 69, +9 in the ball control. Mattia Vidra only +1 so far. He's been in really good form. I think he is our top goal scorer. Hopefully he can grow a bit more. Johnny Russell, +1 for him at the age of 26. Some good pace and dribbling stats. Craig Bryson, he's not going to grow. He's probably going to go down, if anything, as he is 30 years plus. Obviously Bailey, new signing. He hasn't performed that well. Like, I've really not enjoyed him, but he is one, in terms of investment, that is a very good player, because we paid, what, like 8 mil for him? We could probably sell him on for like 15 to 20 mil by the end of the season. Rawson, he's one of the biggest growers in the team, +5 to him, +7 interceptions, and he's only played 3 games, so I'm definitely going to look to play him in a few more games in this episode, and yeah, in no time at all he will be higher rated than Jason Shackle. Naki Wells hasn't actually grown, and he hasn't scored too many goals as well, so I'm hoping in the upcoming episodes that he can get a few more goals for us. Butterfield hasn't exactly played too many games, but he has had +4 finishing, only 11 appearances, mostly from the bench. Timmy Elsnick, +1 for him. It is a real shame that he is like 50 rated, because if he was a little bit higher, like towards the 60s, then I would play him a little bit more, like Jamie Hansen, for example. Started off as a 63, now he is a 66, which really does put him into contention in that first team squad. Max Lyle grown by 1, Forsyth, I think he was injured for a little bit. Andreas Weimann +1, that's good to see, especially when he's only played 13 games as well. Not many games starting in the game, of course. Abdul Kamara, +1 for him. Again, another player that we've only played like 10 to 15 games with. On to the next one, we do have Chris Wheel, who he has actually gone down -5 in kicking, but he is 34 years old. Another 34-year-old Chris Baird has actually gone down 1 rating and is retiring at the end of the season, just like Chris Wheel. +1 for Nick Blackman, who's only played like 5 games and not really done too much. I would kind of like to give him a few more games and potentially get him going a little bit more, just to give him a bit more value if we are going to keep him. Darren Bent, -9 acceleration. He's just like a really good finisher, but just completely like not what he used to be, basically. -1 for Lee Grant, 33 years old, obviously on loan at Stoke City. I think he only played in the Cup. Chris Martin, 5 goals in 11 games, mainly coming off the bench, is really good. And recently, we just haven't been scoring the goals, so that is one thing we're definitely going to look at potentially in the next episode when we do go into the January transfer window. As you can see here by the table, we are currently 5 points clear at the top. Burton Albion not doing too well at all, but Barnsley have only got 6 points, so I'm not too sure if we've actually played I think we did actually play those towards the start of the season, and we may have only drew that game, so we might have dropped points against the worst team in the league, so a little bit awkward, but nevertheless we're still top of the table, and we're going to go into the next game against QPR. I think with a few changes to the first team lineup. I think there are a few fitness issues, as you can see, Vidra, Hughes, Thorne, Ince. I think we are going to rest quite a few players for this game, and might be quite a challenge to get the results that we do need. So kicking it off straight away here with Johnny Russell on the right hand side, cutting in, and he gets injured straight away. Oh my god, the painfulness of getting an injury in the first like 5 minutes. I know I just stuttered like mad there, but I'm really ill, guys, you can tell by my voice. But yeah, we're going to have to make the change. Johnny Russell coming off for Bailey. And it's a real shame because we haven't played too many games with Johnny Russell. Then he gets an injury, and you'll have to see at the end of the game how long that is. And that is the end of the game. That is it. That's the highlights of this game. One save from Smithies, a miss from Cherry, and some skill moves from Bailey. That's the highlights of the game. As you can see here, 1 shot for us, 2 shots for QPR. Really, really boring game. If I showed you those like 3 shots, it would have been incredibly boring. As you can see there, 3 months with a broken ankle for Johnny Russell just before the January transfer window. Probably quite a good time to be injured if there is one, as we can look for a replacement if need be. But going into the next game against Fulham, obviously Chris Smart coming against us, hopefully. We're going to make a few changes, and we're actually going to change the formation again, trying out the 4-3-3 again. Didn't do too well in the last episode, but I'm going to try it with Wilson up front, a bit of a taller striker and a bit better at heading. No Chris Martin in the lineup, but there are a few decent players, David Button and Callas in the defence. So, into the first 15 minutes, Fulham get the attack here with the left-footed shot down to the bottom right-hand corner. Carson with a good save, and then from the corner, George Thorne goes up for the header, and he does actually get injured. We're going to have to pause it. I think the referee just brings it back, and as you can see, George Thorne is injured, and I believe it is an also broken ankle injury. So another 3 months for another big player in the team, and just a real shame because it's like George Thorne, he's one of them lovely players. When he does play, he runs the show, but when he's injured, which is quite a lot, it's kind of frustrating. But as you can see there, that right there was the only shot we had on target, and it was blocked. That was literally all I could find, guys. Really frustrating. As you can see there, 1 shot on target, 3 for Fulham. We're just not getting the run of the green, is it? The same way, you're just not doing too well in terms of getting the chances that you need to win the games. And it is making a big effect at the top of the table. And as you can see there, 3 months, broken ankle. It's a bit like, I don't know, it seems like scripting that both the players get a broken ankle injury at the same time. It's kind of weird. But nevertheless, into a bit of scouting here, we are going to just reject anyone who has less than like a 70 potential, signing up that guy and rejecting Colombo and signing Federico Mancini. It's just good to see some young goalkeepers, because we can even sell them for like $500,000 if we don't actually want them. So into the next game then against Birmingham City. I think it is the second to last game this is. We're going to go back to the 4-4-2, try out Bryson and Hughes in the middle of the park. As you can see, because we have drawn so many games recently, the point difference between us and second, it's only 1 point now. So we do definitely need to pick up the pace and hopefully get the win in the next game against Birmingham. Playing a 4-2-3-1 as well, just like Fulham were in the last game. Ryan Shotton coming against his former club, Kushak and Goa. Pretty okay team. Obviously, Gary Rowett is their manager. Early on in the game there, Naki Wells just about missing out with that shot to not hit the target. Then Thomas Ince cuts inside, beautiful strike into the top left-hand corner to make it 1-0 in the game. A good start to us, a good start that we needed, because since we've like not scored any goals in the last I think it was like 4 or 5 games where we literally haven't scored. Yeah, we definitely needed that early start just to get us back into it. But unfortunately, 20 minutes later, Stewart here with the ball through for Donaldson. Touches it down, puts it into the bottom left-hand corner. Just kind of difficult for Carson to save, and they do make it 1-1. But just after the half-time whistle does kick off the second half. Nice bit of 1-2 action here with Naki Wells and Vidra. Links up nicely, gets the goal, puts us back into the lead to kick off the second half. A very good time again to score a goal. Kind of lucky like that we did score these early goals in the first and second half, because that won us the game. We got the 3 points in the end, and it's definitely what we needed since dropping so many points recently in the league, and making sure that we are top of the table for Christmas Day was really, really important in my opinion. So finishing off there is actually Boxing Day, but still being top at Boxing Day like we were last year. Yeah, it's good to see that we're probably going to... This is basically, if you are top at Boxing Day, you're guaranteed to finish in the top 6. So looking at a few players here, we have got a couple of goalkeepers, a couple of central midfielders from abroad. This guy Silva, I think it is Sivlar, 17 years old, 64 rated. You could probably grow him to like a 70 by the end of the season, but we could just get someone more like immediately, like Jordan Pickford, for like 74 rated, but he would cost a little bit more. But Marco Rog here, really good looking player, 77 rated, only 7 months left on his contract, so you probably pick him up for like half of his price. So definitely someone I'm going to look at potentially getting in the January transfer window. But going into the final game against Wigan, it is a bit of an easier opponent, so we should be able to do quite nicely in this game. And I believe we do put Wilson up front. I'm not too sure. Maybe we'll just go for this lineup. Maybe I change up a few things. I think I do actually put Anya at the left back position because that's what we did in the last game, and that seemed to do a little bit better going forwards. I know it's a shame that we are having to drop Patterson, but in terms of getting goals, it seems like he's like the issue, and we are going to try Vyman from the start. And I think I do actually put, I do put Patterson in the right back position, but it does mean dropping Christie. Also, I realised I've still been playing 5-minute halves. I should have put that up to 6 when I did get the full game, but I completely forgot. As you can see there, we are the best defensive team in the league, only conceding 8 goals from the start of the season to the end of the year. That's kind of crazy, to be fairly honest. As you can see by this 5-4-1 Wigan team with Jake Buxton in the defence, it is going to be quite a tough game. But again, like first 15 minutes, we do win a penalty here. Mattia Vidra getting taken down in the box, takes the penalty. Keeper does save it. Wasn't exactly the best of penalties from Mattia Vidra, and we could have definitely done with that early start. But we're going to take a throw in here inside to Vyman into Mattia Vidra here. Takes it down. What a lovely little goal from Mattia Vidra. I was just, like, if I was recording live that goal, I would have gone quite mental, because that is a really, really nice goal from the Czech player. I think it was his first goal in a while as well. I think he was on 8 goals since about the start of November, and now he scored at the end of the year, so that's good to see. As you can see there, we do double the lead with Callum Patterson. Really, really good in the box, like with his 90 jumping, always seems to get on the end of crosses, and you could probably even chuck him on as like a Connor Salmon kind of player. You just whip the ball into and hopefully get his head on it. But we do finish off the game here in the last 15 minutes. Naki Wells coming off the bench and getting us that goal to win it in the end against Wigan. 3-0 victory really does help out a lot. We do get a late shot here with Wilson, and unfortunately it doesn't quite go in. It goes onto the inside of the bar, and they did clear it. But 3-0 and 3 points for us. Obviously we are in the January transfer now, so make sure you do leave some comments down below. I'm really sorry that I couldn't record with Facecam, but you can tell by my voice it's absolutely atrocious. Hopefully I can feel a bit better soon-ish. And we do have a transfer offer here for Scotty Carson, I believe. We'll have to have a look in a moment. So that is something I'm definitely going to look at, if we do sell Carson and then put that money toward Jordan Pickford, or we keep Carson and bring someone like Savar in and just grow him until the end of the season. Make sure you leave some comments down below, subscribe if you are new to the channel, and see you soon. Bye.